Streaming on Disney Plus today is the music documentary The Beach Boys, and here's my review. Throughout their career, this band brought joy to several people with the upbeat songs that celebrate the Californian surfing culture. Several decades later, those tunes are still delightful expressions of the artists who created them. With this documentary, directors Frank Marshall and Tom Zimney present a standard talking heads portrait of the Beach Boys, but enough interesting information does show up to give us an understanding of the creative process, especially Brian Wilson's. As we see their archival footage and the evolution of their albums, this becomes a solid examination of their work. The documentary follows a largely linear format as it goes from the beginning of their songwriting to each successive album. It does take a little while to get going, as the first 20 or so minutes don't delve too deeply into the band members and it presents surface level information. However, the film eventually finds its groove as their success skyrockets and they navigate the difficulties of the music industry. Marshall and Zimney use a mix of archival interviews, newly recorded ones, and contributions from fans like Janelle Monáe and Ryan Tedder. All the most important are from the Beach Boys themselves and their perceptions of the popularity of their songs. Listening to their songs together like this does give a further appreciation for their musical stylings. The importance of each album is highlighted, as well as the hard work that went into each one. The documentary also captures their place during those specific points in history, including the arrival of the Beatles and the rise of the hippie movement. One might think this would just present the happy and good times, but it does become quite candid on occasion. Whether it's showing the problems arising from Murray Wilson's role as the Beach Boys manager, or some of the friction between the band members themselves, or the rejection from listeners to them trying anything new, we do get an idea of their difficulties. Understandably, the documentary focuses primarily on Brian Wilson, his development as a songwriter, although as a result the other Beach Boys can feel a little shortchanged. Marshall and Zimney do try to give enough of their interviews the proper amount of screen time. Another surprising aspect is that the filmmakers don't touch much on Brian Wilson's eventual isolation and mental health problems, but it's understandable why they would want to focus on his music and not delve into that upsetting time in his life. Through its almost 2-hour runtime, The Beach Boys does not rewrite the music documentary playbook. However, after a slow start, the film eventually becomes a compelling look at their career and why their songs appeal to so many. We get plenty of worthwhile information from the Beach Boys themselves and the people who knew them, mostly about their working process and how they reacted to the changing tides of the music industry and their listeners. Mostly, hearing their songs again in this format with one banger after another, it highlights what creative and imaginative songwriters they are and the clever experimentation in their use of instruments and lyrics.